Hello and welcome to another update video on Ethereum. So Ethereum, seems to have stabilized a little bit. The overall support area is still holding, guys, and therefore Ethereum is not broken. From an Elliott wave point of view, we need to keep the always the option open that the market can test the 50% retracement in a wave 4. That is why it's on the chart. Only once we start to break. Guys, once we start to break below the $3,370 level, things are, typically starting to break. Some of you have asked me if we could add the EMAs that we're tracking for Bitcoin and have been tracking for a long time, which I find more relevant for Bitcoin. Also here on the Ethereum chart, we had them on there before, but I find them just a bit less relevant for Ethereum. For example, here we've got the 21-week EMA. That's a Fibonacci-related EMA that I like to use. We are very much focused on Fibs, right? That's the 21. Okay, we're basically through the support area. Quite interesting that Ethereum is now basically where Bitcoin is as well, just hovering above the 21-week EMA. And then we have the 55. I think I need to change colors. I think this needs to be white because that's how I have it on the Bitcoin chart. 55-week EMA. Just make sure it's correct. Yeah. And this is the 21, and I have this on the Bitcoin chart actually in orange. So why not have the same color coding here as well? Now again, why do we need that? We don't. It's just they are on the Ethereum chart. I find them pretty meaningless. However, it's interesting that Ethereum at the moment in the short term aligns kind of with Bitcoin with that 21-week EMA. On the Bitcoin chart, I find it more relevant. The 55 was kind of useless on the Ethereum chart throughout this entire cycle. Bitcoin's held very nicely as a trend filter. So that's why I don't really show them here very often. But, as it doesn't really make sense to dive into microstructures at the moment, why not take a quick look at it? And you can see that so far also Ethereum is holding above that 21-week EMA at 3,750. Now, for me, it's, people ask me, when do you consider the bull market over? I think we have the first sign, only really the first sign. We don't even have a sign, right? We don't have a signal. Nothing is broken, guys. And I could be wrong about that. I mean, my view is still that we could go to a new all-time high here. But I might change my view once we start to get breaks and daily and weekly closes below the 50% Fibonacci retracement at $3,374. This is the main level to watch for me. Structurally, on the Ethereum chart, other than an adjustment on the micro level, nothing has changed. We haven't broken any Fibonacci support. We have literally only reached the first ideal target for a fourth wave, which is the 38.2 retracement. Now, I was a bit disappointed, you could say, that we didn't reach it here. Do you know that, right? On the 25th of September, this level. But I also didn't say we have to reach it again, even though it's often the ideal target for a fourth wave. Yeah. The reason why I said we don't have to reach it again is because the move up looked like a micro 5-wave move up. One of the better setups over the last few days on the micro level. Yeah. But the larger time frame here on the daily, obviously, is unchanged. It's just that a 1-2 setup to the upside is broken, right? We considered the wave 4 might have bottomed here, but that is part of the same thing. Because what really matters is, can we hold that 50% retracement at $3,374? So what we now need is really a rally above the candle when the volume started, the selling volume, and that is here. Yeah, that's, I'd say, this, but actually we'll probably use the one here because this is already where the volume went up, kind of around $4,390. I needed to get above 4,000, or let's just make it round. I need to get it above $4,400. This is where the selling volume started to come in. So unless we really see that, there is no confirmed low for me, even though it's interesting that the market is currently holding above that EMA. And yeah, that's basically at the moment the situation. We just have to wait if the market can stabilize over the weekend. I don't think it's looking too bad. I'll try to send out some microstructures later today on Discord. If you're there, keep an eye out. But at the moment, I think it's these are still too fragile to put them into the video updates, which is why I want to spend some time here on the larger time frames this weekend. If you're interested in micro counts, I might send some out on Discord. But please note that the situation is still very, very fragile. So I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in additional updates, yeah, check out our membership options. Especially in the gold membership, you get access to our additional bonus updates also on gold, silver. Some stocks updates are included, plus a lot of additional updates on Discord. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.